Their wedding was set for October 17th. The invitations were out, the venue was booked, and her beautiful white lehenga was hanging in the closet, a dream waiting to happen. But on the morning of their wedding, Aehan found a note on the dressing table. It said, "I'm sorry, I can't do this. Please don't look for me." Signed, Rhea. She was just gone. No fight, no warning, no clues. She left him standing alone at the altar in front of 300 guests who were utterly bewildered. That night, in a haze of grief, Aehan burned every single photograph of them, every last one. Except for the ultrasound picture she had slipped into his coat pocket just 3 weeks before. She was 8 weeks pregnant when she vanished. He stared at that tiny, grainy dot on the paper and made a promise to himself, a promise he would never break. He whispered, "I will become the kind of man worthy of meeting you one day." He sold everything he owned, left the city behind, and at 29 years old, he started medical college all over again. He chose to specialize in pediatric cardiology, dedicating himself to the hearts that were too small and too precious to lose. 7 years passed. One rainy evening in 2025, a 6-year-old girl was rushed into the emergency room at Apex Children's Hospital. The diagnosis was critical aortic stenosis. She was minutes away from cardiac arrest, but it was the name on her file that stopped Aehan's own heart. Patient, Arohi Sharma. Mother, Rhea Sharma. Father, unknown. He looked at the little girl on the stretcher and saw his own eyes, his own crooked half-smile, and the exact same dimple on her left cheek. Just then, Rhea ran in behind the stretcher, soaked from the rain. Their eyes met, and for a moment, time stood still. She recognized him instantly, and her legs just gave out. Nurses had to catch her before she collapsed. Through a flood of tears, she finally told him everything she couldn't say 7 years ago. It was cancer, stage 4, diagnosed when she was 3 months pregnant. The doctors had given her only months to live, not years. She left because she couldn't bear the thought of him watching her die. She believed that disappearing was the kindest thing she could do for him. But she survived, and she had never, for a single moment, stopped loving him. Aehan looked at the woman he had never stopped loving and spoke with the unwavering calm of a surgeon facing a crisis. "We don't have time for the past right now. She is less than 20 minutes. I'm taking her into surgery." Rhea grabbed his hand, her voice trembling. "If anything happens to her..." He looked her straight in the eye. "Nothing will happen to her. Because tonight, I'm not the man you left at the altar. Tonight, I am the doctor who came back for both of you." The surgery lasted 6 agonizing hours. For the very first time, Aehan held his daughter's tiny, beating heart in his gloved hands, and he meticulously fixed what was broken. When he finally walked out of the operating room, exhausted and still in his blood-stained scrubs, he found Rhea sitting on the cold hospital floor. She was clutching the same faded ultrasound photo he had kept in his own wallet for 7 long years. She looked up at him, her eyes red, and whispered, "I kept it too." Every single day, he knelt down in front of her, just as he had once knelt to put a ring on her finger. This time, he didn't have a ring. He had something far greater, a miracle. Their daughter was going to live. And there, in that quiet hospital corridor, just outside the room where their little girl was sleeping peacefully for the first time in weeks, Aehan held the woman he never stopped loving. Sometimes, love walks away not to hurt you, but to protect you. Sometimes, it spends 7 years transforming itself into the only person in the world who can save you. And sometimes, love comes back, wearing a surgeon's coat and carrying the very heart you thought you had lost forever. Thank you for watching.